guys, this is ASMR here. Today we're going to be continuing the arena run from before. We started off 3-0, but one of those wins had an opponent go AFK before the game really got going, so I guess it's more like 2-0, but still happy with that, obviously. Pyroblast has kind of been the most valuable card thus far. It's helped us finish off an opponent twice now. Luckily, none of these games have lasted super long. Or at least they haven't really cost us in terms of needing card draw. I was worried that the longer game goes, the worse off we would be, since I'd run out of steam and run out of cards. It hasn't happened yet, so we'll see. Okay, facing another mage here. Okay, this is gonna be a tough mulligan. I have to mulligan Pyroblast and Stranglethorn. I can mulligan Flame Strike. Sometimes I keep it in arena just because it's such a valuable card. But I think I can afford to mulligan it because I have 2 of them in this deck. And we'll keep this engine. I'm fine with that. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's definitely not the best starting hand we've had so far, but that's because we've had some really great starting hands. Okay, so turn 4 is going to be interesting. I'm going to have lots of options. I'm probably going to... well, I was going to say I might coin on turn 3 to get a 4-drop out on turn 3, then play another 4-drop turn 4, but we do have a 3-drop in the hand, so it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to do that. I might actually have to coin out the Scarlet Crusader here. If I don't, he's probably just gonna ping the Amani Berserker. He's gonna hit it with his own hero power to enrage it and make it a 5-2. And then go straight to face. And I won't be able to get the Scarlet Crusader out till next turn, so he can just do the exact same thing, so we'll be taking 10 damage to face there. So, I don't know what to do here. I'll just end the turn. If I coin out the Scarlet Crusader, I don't have any guaranteed play on turn 3, other than just using my hero power. So yeah, hero power's his own minion there, and you go straight to face. Now we're going to put out the Crusader, but I'm almost certain that he's just gonna go straight to face here. He might ping my Crusader if he doesn't have a 4-drop or a 3-drop to play. I'd be okay with that. You know, he'd essentially be using 4 mana just to use his hero power if he doesn't have another minion to play with it. I might do a little more commentary in this game about the rules and how Hearthstone works, in case there's some viewers who aren't familiar with all the mechanics. I guess the most important thing to look at is in the bottom right. Those are your mana crystals, and on turn 1, you start with 1, and you get 1 more each turn, until you get to 10, and then it stays at that spot. You can't have more than 10 mana crystals as your base amount of mana per turn. Okay, so right there was a pretty easy decision for me. I could put the 3-1 into the 5-2 to kill it off. You know, the 3 attack takes away the 2 health. His 5 attack would obviously kill my 1 health. A very favorable trade there, and then I just plopped down the Water Elemental, which is a very good minion just to have on an empty opponent's board. So, kind of had a rough start, but it looks like we might be able to get board control here. Okay, Hazard Drake. Okay, what can we do here? It's tempting to put down the mana worm right here, and then fireball the Azure Drake, kill it off, and buff up the mana worm. Another option is to just play the mana worm, and then hero power the Azure Drake and kill it with my water elemental, allowing us to save the fireball for later. Both are viable options. It's just a matter of whether I value this card, Fireball, or 4 health as a water elemental, and I think I value Fireball more. So we're gonna do that. I guess another factor is that it would also buff up the mana worm, but it can't attack this turn, so we'll always have the opportunity to buff it up before it attacks next turn. So I'm fine with that play. Looks like he's gonna ping that. Okay, that's fine. Might want to consider using the coin here, just to allow the mana worm to take out the Iron Forge Rifleman. Iron Forge Rifleman is usually not a very good card in Arena. It just costs a lot. 3 mana for 1 damage and a 2/2. It's just, it kind of worked in that situation, but not very fond of that card. I think the best play here is to get up a taunt, so to get Singe and Shieldmaster out there. And then, because it has taunt, the 2/2 will be forced to hit it, so pinging it down 1 health probably isn't going to be very useful. It's probably just going to go to waste. So I'm just going to ping face. Hopefully he doesn't silence the taunt or fireball the Singe. So that, would have been the better option to ping the minion to hero power. So we'll see. Oh, wow, okay. Yet again, stampeding Kodo, making a big impact on the game here. Very powerful effect, taking out the mana worm. Alright. Well, we have a lot of 4-drops, and we've got a coin, so we can play 2 4-drops this turn. The longer you hold on to the coin, the less valuable it gets as the game goes on, so I think this is the turn to play it. I think I'm going to chill in the Yeti, just very basic, strong minion, and then I'm going to coin and fireball the Kodo. It's not the most efficient play ever, but I like the cards in my hand going into the late game, so I think we can afford to do that. Yeti is just very hard to deal with, for a mage especially, and priest. Lots of classes have just difficulty dealing with that 4 attack, 5 health. Okay. That's a very difficult card to get past as well, Sludge Belcher. So I'm going to do 1 slime with taunt after you kill it, so it's going to soak up 2 attacks. No matter what, at least 2. So our mage opponent here played a secret. In Arena, the most common mage secret that I've seen is Mirror Entity, which will give him a copy of a minion that I drop. So I want to be careful and not drop the Boulderfist Ogre or the Sunwalker first. If I play them, I kind of want to play a smaller minion first. So I think what I'm going to do is drop the Unstable Ghoul, and let's just see what happens. Okay, we triggered the secret, and there it is, Mirror Entity. So I gave him a 2 mana card, and it cost him 3 mana to play it, so that's fine. That's fine with us. Now I can play either Sunwalker or Boulderfist. I'd be okay with either one. I think I'm gonna go Boulderfist here. Just harder to deal with. And let's hit this guy. So now he hits the taunt. It'll kill him. think about which opponent would have been better to target by the chill wind. Hopefully that was the right decision. Let's see if we hit the... Yeah, it might not have been. I could have hit the ghoul. Or that have done. I don't know. It wasn't a terrible decision. Okay, so he played Stormpike Commando, kind of similar to the Iron Forge Rifleman. You pay a high premium to get that damage dealt. Sometimes it's worth it, but more often than not, it's a little bit too costly. Okay, that hero power is going to be helpful here. Puts a lot of them within range of my hero power. He probably should have traded into the ghoul. Where was it? Before he put down the Iron Forge, before he put down the Stormpike Commando, because that's an easy hero power now. I don't really have to hero power it though, because I can just kill his ghoul. That'll clear the board for me, so that's the first thing I'm gonna do. So his minion's own death rattle is a big entrance to him there. Gotta be careful. And I think I'm gonna put down Water Elemental and an Ancient Mage in between them. Now this board that is up right now is extremely difficult for him to deal with. It's got a lot of high health minions. Two minions have above 4 health. So even if he flame strikes, I'll have 2 minions left. He could hero power the 5 health minion to clear it off, but then I'd still have a Water Elemental with spell damage +1 on the board, and he'd be out of mana at that point. And I've got some very dangerous spells now. 4 mana for 8 damage because of the boosted spell damage on my Boulder Fist. And the Water Elemental due to the Ancient Mage, so I really like this board right now. Okay, Faceless manipulates the Water Elemental, so I just made a copy of it. Well, the choice here is pretty clear. Looks like we're going to be flame striking. It's got the buff damage, so it's 6 to all minions, all enemy minions, so that'll clear the board right away. Making sure that's the best option, but, I can't, yeah, that's definitely the best option. And then we're going to play Duplicate. I like all of the minions that are out there. Ancient Mage isn't fantastic, but it's worth duplicating, I think. But they'll probably want to eliminate the Boulder Fist Ogre first, in which case, duplicating that would be very nice in Arena. I think the best one to duplicate here is going to be the Water Elemental. But our opponent's in trouble here. He's gonna need some crazy cards here to come back from this. Yeah, he's not gonna be able to do it. I don't think. He did succeed in getting 3 minions on the board. That might take up a lot of attacks, so I want to see if we might have how close we can get to lethal here. Lethal meaning enough damage on the board to eliminate the opponent. So we've got the Fireball for 8 damage to face. And I can clear out these 2 taunts with my Ancient Mage, my Water Elemental. So we're 3 damage off of lethal. So first I'm going to clear out the taunts here. I'm going to go ahead and hero power his loot order. And then I'm going to deal 8 damage to his face while I still have both spell damages on the field. I want to make sure I take advantage of that. And then I hit him with the Boulder Fist, and now he's down to 3. And I'm going to play Mirror Entity. No reason not to. Could help us. Yeah, he's going to concede. He's got no way out of that. Alright, that was nice, So we've improved to 4-0. Again, the 4 drops are very powerful. They did a great job in that match. Both water elementals really did a number on them. So we're going to do another match here. Might want to alter our original forecast of winning 5 or 6 wins. We might be able to get more than that. But in Arena, the more wins you have, the harder it gets. The game tends to, tries to match up players in Arena with similar win totals. So now that I've got 4 wins and up, I'll be playing other people that have 4 wins or close to 4 wins. So it gets harder as you go along. Okay, we're playing a paladin. Another common hero in Arena. Very common. The Pyroblast is just too expensive here. I definitely have to mulligan that. And then I'll mulligan the Stormwind Champion. 7 mana is just too costly to leave around in your starting hand. I'm gonna mulligan 1 Fireball. And I'll leave 1 in there just in case he plays high level minion. Yeah. A lot of health. Okay, so our starting hand's not too bad. Getting Mad Scientist out early is going to be ideal. The question now is just whether to coin and put him out there. I don't think it's very necessary to do that. I'm probably going to want to use the coin on turn 3 to get out one of these 4 drops because I don't have a lot of 3 drops in this deck. I want to make sure I don't have a dead turn, so that's what I'm going to save the coin for. Being able to have a solid play on turn 3 is going to be more valuable than getting Mad Scientist out there 1 turn early. Also, I'd like to note that our opponent probably knows what he's doing. He's got the legendary card back, meaning he's reached the highest rank you can reach in Hearthstone. Not that he was ever the #1 player in the world, but just the highest rank. You know, there are thousands, maybe not thousands, maybe hundreds of players that reach Legend every ranked season, and he's done that before. I think the pretty obvious play here is Mad Scientist. It'll take out the Mad Bomber there and pull up a secret for us. I don't use Duplicate in Constructed, so I'm not super familiar with it. And I'm wondering, I don't think this would do it, but if it triggers Duplicate, if my Mad Scientist dies, well, okay, we'll see what happens here. Well, that answered my question. I was wondering if the secret would activate once the Mad Scientist died and just give me 2 Mad Scientists again. I doubted it, but I wasn't 100% sure either. Okay, the next play here is just, I'm definitely going to coin. I mean, I could hero power the Mad Bomber and then play Arcane Missiles and hope that, you know, one of the missiles hits the bomber and maybe a couple more hit the 2/2 on the board. But yeah, that's just depending on luck. I'd rather get this Sinjin out. It'll force his minions to hit it. And when it dies, it'll give me another copy, and having 2 copies of Sinjin Shieldmaster would be pretty nice. So, he'll be forced to hit it. Hopefully this will clear his side of the board. Then I've got a pretty strong play on turn 4 with Silver Moon Guardian or Fireball if he drops a big minion. It'll probably be Silver Moon Guardian though. I can't see myself playing Fireball on anything a Paladin would play on turn 4. Yep, he's going to trade into the Sinjin, which is fine. Sinjin goes 2 for 1, and I get 2 of the Sinjins because of my duplicate. I could also just play Sinjin again on this next turn. Whew, this is interesting. I really wish I had a 3-drop here. His minion there, Scarlet Crusader, is very susceptible to Arcane Missiles. Could probably eliminate it with this spell. But I just don't have an efficient way to use the mana. You know, I'd be using my 4 mana essentially to hero power and arcane missiles because I can't do anything with the 1 extra mana, and I have so many 4-drops that I want to play one. I think I'm going to have to put a Sinjin out there, even though it is very tempting to play arcane missiles. What I'll probably do is play arcane missiles next turn, and then drop a 4-mana minion along with it. I'll probably trade the... Oh yes, arcane missiles is set up to do some damage here. Demolisher, okay. Oh wow, he didn't even... Oh, okay. So, we're gonna just arcane... Well... I'm deciding whether I want to hit the Demolisher first and then arcane missiles. What I don't want to have happen is arcane missiles hit the Demolisher twice. Even with 2 health, it's just... Yeah, I'm gonna hit him first. And then we're gonna arcane missiles, so... Whatever this hits, it'll probably kill something. Alright. Not bad. So I took out the 2-1 and the 3-1, and I think I'm just gonna... I might just want to ping the 1-1 here. The Demolisher's effect is at the start of your turn, deal 2 damage to a random enemy. So if I leave it on the field, it's possible my Sinjin will take 2 damage, and I don't want to do that. My opponent is also running out of steam here, he's only got 3 cards. So and I'm not low on else, I can afford to play somewhat inefficiently here to kill off that minion. Hopefully he plays a small minion and I can drop the Stampeding Godo. I have a lot of options for next turn, I've got the Boulder Fist Ogre, I could always just plop that down there. He'd have a hard time dealing with that. He doesn't have any hard removal. He doesn't have a... Paladin doesn't have any cards that say, eliminate this minion, or transform this minion into a 1-1, or something like that. So he doesn't have a lot of damage spells either. Once an opponent gets board control, it's hard for a Paladin to deal with it. In Constructed, they have certain combos they can do with their cards to clear the board, but it's a lot less likely to run into that in Arena. They don't have the option to choose the cards exactly the way they want them to get the synergy to work out. And let's see what he's doing here. So he took a long time to think about that. Okay, True Silver Champion. It's a weapon, one of the best Paladin cards in the game. Restores 2 health to 0 every time he attacks, so kind of negates some of the damage he's going to take when he hits minion. Oh, that's very nice. That's very nice. I would love to play this with a water elemental. I think that's the right play. It'll force him to use his weapon on it, unless he can somehow deal damage to it, because these 2 1-drops are only going to be able to deal 2 damage. Yeah, I'm liking that. He can't hit the water elemental because of the taunt. If he does hit this with the weapon, the Death Rider will kill his minions, so that's going to really put him in a bind there. He's going to want to have some spell damage, but even if he does, these 2 minions are gone if he eliminates this, so I'm really happy about this situation here. And he knows, also, having Water Elemental out there, I can freeze his hero. If he doesn't use the last durability on his weapon there, he won't be able to use his weapon if I freeze his face. So there's a lot of things to like about the board right now. So he's probably going to take a while to think about what he wants to do. But I don't think there's any way he's going to get out of this turn with either of his minions left on the board or his weapon. There's really not a good play for him right now. Because the best thing he could do is Hammer of Wrath, the Ghoul maybe. Even then, just killing this is going to kill his minions. Let's see what he does. There's enough speculation about what he's going to do. Let's see what he actually does. It's taking a lot of time to think about it. Okay, so there goes his weapon into the Unstable Ghoul. Kills his minions. Sucks for him. And he drops a Stranglethorn. wasn't a super efficient play on his part. Well, I drew a Flame Strike on turn 7, which is always nice, but I definitely don't want to use it here. It wouldn't kill his stealth minion, so really all it would be doing was be eliminating the 1-1, which I can just do with my hero power if I really had to do that. I think a good play would be to put Sentient down, kind of prevent the Stranglethorn from killing off the Water Elemental, and I could then freeze his face in case he draws another weapon. And that would also allow me to ping the Silver Recruit. I could put the Boulder Fist Ogre down too, but yeah, I mean, there's a few options here. I'm gonna go ahead and play the taunt and hero power the 1-1 and then hit his face. The reason I like this play is because it sets up a Flame Strike for next turn if he floods the board with minions. If he puts 2 minions on the board with less than 4 health, I'm gonna Flame Strike, because he'll have to hit the taunt, which will leave his Stranglethorn with 2 health. And that would put it in range of Flame Strike. Okay, so far so good. That's a 4 health minion, that's great. But yeah, it'll put it in range of Flame Strike, and at this point, he's getting sort of low on cards, so every minion he loses is a really big deal. Alright. Do we Flame Strike? He played an okay minion. Played a decent minion with Ash Drake and then a 1-1. Is that worth the Flame Strike? I kinda think it is. Especially considering I have another Flame Strike in here in this deck. And I've got a Fireball here to deal with any single minion that gets out of control. So, we're gonna do it. We're gonna Flame Strike. And freeze his face, so even if he draws a weapon, he can't use it this turn. We didn't really expand the board control we had from the previous turn. But that's okay. Oh, I'm okay with that last play. Let's see. Stormwind Knight. It's not a bad card. Okay, he trades into it. Hammer of Wraths it. Now this next turn, I don't have to really worry about the Stormwind Knight since it's frozen. It won't be able to attack next turn. But you know what? I think just Stampeding Kodo on the board, wiping it out, is probably the best thing to do. I mean, I could just do that next turn to kind of surprise him, make him think he'll have a 2-2 on the board when he actually won't. You know, well, clear it out, but it's such an efficient play to do here. The other option is to Boulder Fist and Mirror Entity. But I'm gonna do Stampeding and Water Elemental. I think that's the best play here. It's a tough board to deal with. He doesn't have a lot of spell damage. And these high health minions are just really can be a thorn in a paladin's side. They have cards that can deal with minions that have high attack. They have a lot of cards that reduces a minion's attack to 1, pretty much negating it. But it's not really worth it to do that on the minions that have 3 attack. So I still like the situation we're in. Okay, might be setting up a... Oh, I don't know what he's doing. Okay, so that's Blessing of Kings. This is a situation where I'd really like to have silence. So, trying to remember some of these Paladin secrets. I'm pretty sure that this secret is going to be Noble Sacrifice. It's pretty common in Arena. That would mean whichever minion I attack with would be the one going into the sacrifice. My immediate reaction to this is wanting to Fireball the Worgen, the 7/7 Worgen, and then hero power it. Not even give it a chance. So, I think first I'm gonna just go into the Cobalt Geomancer with the Water Elemental. See what happens. This is gonna bring him back to life with 1 health. Oh. Okay. See, that's why I think, yeah, it probably would have been better to Yeah, it might have been better to go against it for the Worgen first. So we're still fine. We're just gonna fireball it. Go to it. And play the Boulder Fist. And he's down to 2 cards, so he's getting a little bit of trouble. Yeah. I think he knows he could come back from that. Another solid win there. Alright, we're up to 5. I'll do one more, and then I think that'll be it for this video. I'm thinking about other videos we could make. Doesn't have to be just Hearthstone. My roommate has a lot of recording equipment here, which is why the sound quality on this is going to be pretty good. It's got a semi-professional grade microphone and almost like a mini recording studio in his room here. And he also has a mechanical keyboard, which makes some nice sounds, some nice typing sounds, a lot better than your standard keyboard. So I could make some typing videos as well, some things like that. So we are not just limited to Hearthstone here, but I think it's a nice game that it's entertaining to watch. But you also have the option of just kind of mindlessly listening to me ramble and just watch some nice artwork on the screen, just kind of move around, and you get some nice animations as you just kind of drift into your own little world there. So this starting hand is pretty good. Having a 1-drop is always nice, so that's what we're going to play on this first one. Going against a mage again, so you can see the most popular classes make a lot of appearances in Arena with mage and paladin. Well, alright, he drops the same thing. It's tempting to arcane missiles. The only thing is it really worth it to get rid of a 1-1, Maybe. I'm not super keen on protecting the Sergeant Squire. It's not like I'm gonna buff it up or anything, so I'm fine with just hero powering it. And yeah, we'll just hit face. I'll make him do the dirty work and pop in the bubble and then trading. Popping the Divine Shield, I could have eliminated it and popped my own Divine Shield, but I think he's gonna do it for me, yeah. And then he'll hero power it. So, by doing that, we just basically gave ourselves one more damage to the enemy hero. Okay, play Zombie Chow. That is a-okay with me. I'm not too worried about that. See, Zombie Chow has a Death Rattle. Restore 5 health to the enemy hero, which is why it only costs 1 mana. So I can actually afford to kind of, I'm not going to mind if he hits face a couple times. I don't have a great play here, so I'm just going to ping it. And when I say ping it, it's just an abbreviation pretty much for using the mage hero power. Alright, looks like he drafted some kind of aggro deck. He's got a lot of good low drops. I think the best player is Water Elemental. Such a, 6 health for 4 mana is so nice. And the 3 attack will kill any minion on the board, so I think that's the best play here. He might just not even go for the Water Elemental. He's probably just going to try to dodge it. Yeah, which will be okay with me, because I'll be able to... I've got a lot of removal spells, so if he dodges it, I can just probably remove whatever minions he's got on the board. And whatever damage he does to face will be negated somewhat by the restoring of the 5 health. Yeah, I don't think that's too smart on his part. I mean, he knows that if he trades into the Water Elemental, he's gonna have to use the ping to kill it off. He's only got 5 damage here. Yeah, he definitely drafted some kind of aggro deck. I'm trying to think what the best play here is. I think I'm gonna Frostbolt the 2-3. And then, let's see. I'll hit the Zombie Chow. And then I'll ping the 1-1. And I don't have to use Arcane Missiles here. I don't think it... Before this turn started, I figured that would be one of the key cards I'd play, but looking at the board now, I don't think it was necessary. I can save it. This Haunting Creeper, when it dies, it's going to summon 2 1-1 minions. And I'd much rather use Arcane Missiles when those are on the board, rather than when they're just, tucked away in the death rattle. So, he started off pretty fast, but I think we recovered pretty darn well. Somehow he still has 5 cards. I guess he's only been playing 1 card per turn, but it's just been small minions, so it feels like he's been kind of rushing. Yeah, he's definitely gone for some kind of aggro mage draft with this. Either that or he's just getting some insanely good early card draw. Okay, he's whittling down this water elemental. I think he's just such a good minion. I mean, the fact that he stayed on the board for this long is crazy. Alright, what do we want to do here? I'm tempted to play Duplicate to get another water elemental back. It's so tempting. I mean, another option is to just play Joe and Yeti and clear the board. I don't know. I mean, having 2 water elementals in my hand would be so nice. And I can almost, I can kind of, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to play the Joe and Yeti and clear the board. Am I? It's a tough decision. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take out the direwolf first, and then that's probably the safest play. If I had gone with Duplicate and Arcane Missiles, there's no guarantee that it would have actually taken out all the minions on the board. I mean, I could use my hero power to supplement it, but there's no guarantee. I wouldn't have had any minions left on the board after he hero powered my water elemental with 1 health, so it was just the safest play to make. Okay, let's see, what's the right play here? I think I'm probably just gonna have to drop the Boulder Fist Ogre and hit face with my Chill Wind. I don't think Duplicate's gonna help very much here. It's not gonna do anything for board control, so I'm not feeling super great about this game right now. I have 2 Flame Strikes in my hand, which is a nice insurance policy kind of against him flooding the board. This turn I really hope he does flood the board. He'll probably trade the water elemental into my Yeti. Is he gonna play a secret? No, he does. I was hoping he would flood the board. He didn't really do it. He only played 1 minion. Okay. There's another one. Well, Flame Strike is an option here. Another option is to hit the Unstable Ghoul, and then hero power the water elemental to kill it. Since the ghoul will do 1 damage, the hero power will finish it off. And then I can drop my own Unstable Ghoul and Duplicate. I don't want to drop this Dormant Champion because he's got a secret up, which, as we know, is likely Mirror Entity. I'm gonna do that. It's Duplicate. Okay. That's fine. I'm still gonna go right along as planned. And if I play the ghoul here, it's gonna kill off the Guarantor Mage because he's gonna have to take the 1 damage to hit it and then heal the death rattle. And now I'm thinking I probably should not play Duplicate because it'll duplicate the unstable goal, which I don't want. So that's not an efficient play right there, but still in a pretty good situation, I think. Oh, please hit that goal. Please do it. I don't know if you forgot about the death rattle or just had no other choice. That unstable goal is, you really gotta be careful when you play it in situations like that. For me, it was a very, very valuable card, but we've seen it backfire on opponents, so just have to see. Okay, I think here, I don't want to Flame Strike. Stormwind Champion doesn't make a lot of sense either, so I'm going to duplicate, play Emperor Cobra, and then Hero Power the Loot Order. And I guess we'll just hit face. I definitely don't want to take out the 3-1. So he's got a choice here. He's either got to hit my Emperor Cobra with the Scarlet Crusader, or he's got to hit the Boulder Fist Ogre. He'll probably go for the Boulder Fist. And I played duplicate, so I'll get another one of those. That's an odd play by him. I don't know why he did that. I got lucky. He's going to be able to hero power this now. He's lucky that happened. But it's okay, I can just hero power the Scarlet Crusader next turn. Or if he floods the board with a lot of small minions here, I can Flame Strike. I've got 2 of them, so I can afford to kind of waste one. It's interesting, okay. I think I'm gonna play Emperor Cobra and Stormwind Champion. I could do 2 Emperor Cobras, and then hero power that. Let's see, what's the best play here? Yeah, I want to get rid of. I need to hero power that Scarlet Crusader. I could play the Stormwind Knight and then hero power. Wouldn't be super valuable because I don't have any minions down, but 6/6 is still good. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. It's kind of hard for him to deal with. He could polymorph it, but it's not a ton of value for polymorph at this stage of the game. He can't Flame Strike it. Okay, he's got his own Stormwind. Okay. Well. Okay, so what should I do here? I think the play is to Fireball the Stormwind. That's a given. And then play Mad Scientist and Emperor Cobra. Yeah, that's the best play. Alright, I'm feeling a lot better about this now. This board looks so much nicer. I don't know how it happened, but I guess it's just the value of using the Fireball to take out the Stormwind Champion. But yeah, we've kind of flipped this board. Not that we were in danger before, but we were definitely not in total control. The only thing that I'm worried about now is a Flame Strike. Our side of the board is completely set up for that. With a 4 health, 3 health, 4 health, Flame Strike right here clears the board. At least we have the Death Rattle here to bring up Mirror Entity. So let's hope we don't draw Mirror Entity, so the Death Rattle can bring it into the game for us. He goes for Unstable. Ooh, that's an interesting choice. I feel like that's like the 5th unstable goal we've seen this game. It's getting ridiculous. I think I'm gonna hit it with the Scientist. It's the one I care least about if it dies, because that'll just give us a secret. I want to be careful not to overextend here. The only way my body can get back into this game is with a Flame Strike. So I could play Stranglethorn. It's got stealth, so that's pretty safe. Even if he Flame Strikes, it'll still have, I guess 1 health left. Maybe 2. How would that work? Let's see. Kill this. not super familiar with Stormwind Champion since he's not used and constructed a lot, but I'd be left with 1 to 2 health, but I would have stealth, so he wouldn't be able to eliminate it with his 0 power or Frostbolt. So, oh, mind control deck, I didn't even think about that. That was a nice play. Mind control deck says, if your opponent has 4 or more minions, take control of 1 at random. But, you know, it's kind of hard to just play around everything. You can't worry about everything. So mind control deck coming to the field, you know, there's no way I would know he was going to do that. So, well, he gave me another stealth minion because of my mirror entity that came up. There's a lot happening right now. It's kind of hard to commentate on all of it, but this is going to be a win. No need to BM or anything, so we improved to 6-0. Alright guys, well, went pretty much like the first video. We're rolling 6-0. I think I'm gonna stop right there. Might film some more of these later. But yeah, let me know what you think. If you think there's some other kind of videos you'd like to hear. Like I said, I got a keyboard, mechanical keyboard at my disposal here. So a couple things we can do with that. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the comments. I've gotten a few of them on some of the videos. I really appreciate those. You know, they make a lot of the time put into this, which isn't a lot of time, but makes it all worth it and makes it more fun. So thanks a bunch. Thanks for listening. See you guys soon.